Snap it to the back. Makes it past the marker. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Hand off from the shotgun. Open space at the 25. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Floating away. Slings it. Got it. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Trying to power it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Georgia.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. Be interesting to see what happens here on the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Extending the play. Gets down with the slide.
You just feel like throughout the course of this game, this guy's just going to have to make plays like this, right? Things aren't always going to be perfect, and protection's not going to be ideal. You're going to have to play with some effort, make some scrambles, make some things happen when plays break down, and at least try to put your offense in good positions. Wasn't able to get the first down there, but now he makes this decision a little more interesting here on 4th.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want. This defense doesn't know how to react to getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So on this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You see all this movement in football now, all the stemming. The defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this running back.
And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
It's complete to the right. And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering toward a score. And the Dogs are moving quickly down the field. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And the returner will be brought down. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Spits it out to the back. Firing to the right, complete. Nothing but green ahead. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. That last big play has them in business just outside the red zone. It's 1st and 10. Fires and picked off. He'll try to take it back. He's inside the 40. Running inside the 20. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Dogs! The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into. Reels it in down the left side. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. Used the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. 2nd down coming up. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Zings it complete to the right. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Gonna take a shot at this DB. He caught it. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it.
Man, I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And the returner will be brought down. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They've got time. They've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it. So, Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into half.
He's got it all right. And he's brought down after a huge completion. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Lost one deep down the right side. And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield.
Well, the defender got his hand on that one, tipped it up in the air. Offense, man, they're lucky that one wasn't big.
Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. And it's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been on par. Not only made the pick, but he also made up some ground and took it back to the 38. A great spot to start this drive for the offense. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Got it inside the 10. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Auburn!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback and wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, they've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Taking it the other way. And he'll be brought down, and that's how we'll end the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Men, all the tradition and bad blood between these programs, it's all kind of come to a boil today in a spirited first half in this battle between the Tigers and Dogs. Talk about a first half from that dude out of the backfield. He's been a total game changer. And how many top plays moments have we seen on missed tackles alone? Video game moves from one of the shiftiest players in all of college football. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Auburn and Georgia plays out.
Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. They start this third quarter, 1-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
Makes the grab on the left. Stopped after making the catch. Auburn to the line in a hurry. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. Might as well give it to him again. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll run play action. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Fires the pass. Intercepted. Looking for more room. He goes out of bounds, but he just about did it himself. What a return after the interception. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now Howell got enough space, and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Georgia! And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
What a day. His 3rd rushing touchdown. When you got your college fantasy football team going, this guy is racking those points up for you. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
And the extra point is good. They're up 35-24. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Inside the 15, here's the return. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think he can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They make the stop, but the sweet rolling catch is plenty to give him a first down. From the gun, running back gets to give.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block them. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
On second down, he'll fire. Get it out on the screen. Smashes through. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. Auburn lines up quickly. On third and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. Looks as if Auburn will have enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. After the misfire, it's second down. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
This defense is heating up. They got an interception in the last possession. You could tell breaking on the football really, really well. Seeing where the quarterback's throwing it, going to try to get it. Got another hand on it. Almost had another interception.
They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on third down. And more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
Off the play fake. Complete with conviction on the crosser. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5. The Tigers are threatening on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers. Let's see if they can roll snake eyes in a good way and get the deuce. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. And now the offense will come onto the field again. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
And he's brought down after a nice game.
And David, how demoralizing does it have to be for a defense when you know they're going to run it, everyone in the stadium knows they're going to run it, and still you cannot stop it?
There's nothing more demoralizing as a defensive lineman.
Hit the afterburners, kid. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36. So it's not just a strong running game. The Dogs can be dangerous with those weapons up top.
And I think when you've seen Georgia really dominate in college football over the last several years, it's because they've been more aggressive, more willing to throw the football early downs, trust their quarterback, not just the ground game.
Let's see what they've got on second down. He's looking to throw. Got his man out of the backfield. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. The Dogs come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. A strike downfield. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Dogs! The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of their business.
On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Off play action on first down. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Power football with the run. And he was able to pick his way for just a few yards, and that'll wrap up the third quarter. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Now they'll run the draw. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
They try to sneak the draw in there. The defense was not fooled.
You know, there's an art to selling the draw play, and that one was kind of more paint by numbers. Didn't turn out so well.
And the defense, you could tell, they weren't fooled. They were agreeing with your painting by numbers and got in there quick, fast, and made the run.
They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. Put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills, and they've got it at the receiver position. So if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time.
Going for it all. And that one's going to be over everybody's head and incomplete.
And that is a huge missed opportunity for the quarterback. You've got your guy wide open in the end zone. You're not under pressure. You just got to hit him. That ball got away, and that's one he'd like to have back.
Can't quite make the connection there. Might have let him a little too much. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Looking to take a shot. This will be picked off, maybe just the turning point they needed. Delivers the contact. A veteran in this defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
To the air on first down. Makes his connection.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Caught, close to the marker, it's Orji. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. He's looking to throw it. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. The give to the tailback. Touchdown, Tigers! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Before that score, considering last rites, now all of a sudden, they're not dead yet. In fact, they're feeling much better, and they're alive, and they've got a chance.
And I'm looking on the field right now, I'm looking at their sideline. They're energized, Reese. After that last score, all of a sudden, they believe they can come back and win this game. This is a totally different-looking team than what we saw earlier.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense, too, Dave.
Going downfield for the big play. Brings it down on the right side. And he's running in the open. Touchdown, Georgia! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. NC State found a way to pick up the W, and a win is a win, but this was not the type of convincing victory they've gotten used to in Raleigh. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. They go to the ground. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line. The Tigers are in the hurry-up. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Encroachment defense. So the early contact for the defense, and they'll move it up 5 yards. 3 yards, first down for the offense after that penalty. Looking to move it through the air. It's complete to the left. And they pick up just a few on that completion. And now on 2nd down for this offense.
I think if you're the head coach at this point, you're telling your offense, it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point of the game. Obviously, things haven't gone our way.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Starting to feel a little pressure. Powers through. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too.
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack. This drive facing a little adversity now. A 10-yard loss leaves them with 2nd and 20. He's looking to throw. Got his man downfield. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. The give, and tick, 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 tick. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Got room at the 35. He's loose. Touchdown, Bulldogs. They tack on another score, and how about the way this team has responded to a loss and now about to move to 9-1. Lining up to add another. And no problem on the extra point as they push the lead to 19 here in the fourth. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Finds just enough space across the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positive.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David, but I'll say this.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
You know, as quarterbacks, you've got to be good in the pocket. Even when things are collapsing and you've got guys swiping at it, you've got to have 2 hands on the football. Didn't do a really good job of ball security there, and that led to the fumble.
He caught it. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
The whole point of running the quarterback on these designed runs is to get an extra blocker. You should be getting more movement up front, but that time, guys were getting knocked backwards, and as a result, they actually lost a yard.
A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
All right, and you ran that 3rd down play, and you knew 4th down was coming. If you didn't score, what were you going to run? You're on the 2-yard line. It's your decision.
Touchdown, Dogs! And the stomping has commenced. They've now extended that lead, and they're trying to hang on for a Week 12 victory.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face, and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today, they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe it's something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
3rd down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Pocket starts to collapse. And it's his 4th interception of the game.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. 4th quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
They'll throw it on 1st down. Unloads it downfield. Final pass falls to the turf, and that'll be the ball game. There's a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. And David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the